this kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Social Connected 360, number 12 is finally here. We're excited about this show. But first, we want to thank our sponsor for this show and the next show, GKUnitedLLC.com. They are a credit repair agency. Reach out to them if you need some help with your credit, you need some help getting some points up to purchase a home, a car, get a loan. Reach out to them. GKUnitedLLC.com. We also have some credit file books still available for those that like, subscribe, share. You'll be entered into a drawing to get a free book. Obviously, you can purchase it on Amazon, but there's going to be a lucky winner written by GK himself, Dylan Shively, and my man Eric Villalta, who was actually on one of our episodes. So there you have it, folks. We want to thank them. Please subscribe. Stay tuned. Episode 12 starting now. Everybody, welcome back. Like I said previously, we're excited about this episode. I got my main man, Coach Newsome, in the house. Somebody I look up to, someone who I feel that I have a better jump shot, but he's got the speed, so he'll definitely dominate me on the basketball court. But I'm happy to have Coach Newsome on podcast number 12. Yes, folks, number 12. We're already there. We're excited. Again, subscribe, show us some love, man. We're going to show you some love. This is a man who has worked hard in our community the last several years, and we're excited to have him on. How you been, Coach?
I'm good, man. I can't complain, man. Blessed. Family's good. So I'm good.
That's awesome, man. So let's get right into it, man. Normally my shows take about 20, 30 minutes, not a big deal, but let's get right into it, man. How did you, how was your life in the beginning? I really like to get to know folks before we get into all the wonderful stuff you're doing. I know you got your own basketball program. You're training folks. You're assistant coach. You were a head coach. I mean, there's a lot of basketball, a lot of coaching. But tell us a little bit about your life, man, growing up, and maybe some of your successes and struggles.
All right. Well, as stated, my name is Jamil Newsome. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, raised in Irvington, New Jersey, basically Essex County. Coming up, I know I had an extensive background in basketball, but believe it or not, I really wasn't into sports coming up. Kind of just was, in the academics. And at like the age of 9, my mother and father, they had a separation, and I kind of, took that to heart. Kind of messed me up a little bit. And at that time we were at a Catholic school, and with the separation, my mom couldn't really afford it anymore. So we went to a public school. And, I met these two brothers, man. These are my guys to this day, Daniel and Chester Tapman. These guys, I've never seen basketball gym rats like these guys, man. They were in the gym every day. And we kind of just kicked it off when I first met them. I couldn't shoot. I know you said that earlier. I can't shoot. Right?
You can shoot now. No?
You're getting twisted, man. Shoot back then, man. But I can outrun everybody, man. I was very athletic. They were like, "Oh, you want to come to the gym with us? We get you a free pass to YMCA, Newark YMCA." I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I would get there, and I just wanted to play around. I'm just a normal kid. Like I want to shoot half court jump shots, and just stupid stuff. Just shoot off the bleachers. And there was this trainer there. His name was John, and they had already built the rapport. And he said, he talked to me. He said, "If you're going to be with these guys, you have to do what they do. They come in, they hit the weight room, go downstairs, do calisthenics. They come up, we train, and then you can play." And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to do all that, man. I just came to play, But the more and more I went, and I just built the bond with these guys. And I've seen what they were able to do on the court, and I'm like, yeah, let me try it. And that, that just turned into who the person I am today, man. Like, just a workaholic, put everything you have in it. And he would always say, man, what you put in is what you're going to get out, So I always felt that. And, it transcended into, me being able to play in high school. I went to high school at Our Lady Good Counsel. And like I said, I went from not playing basketball to joining this team, making the team, to starting on the team, to being MVP on the team, and it all stemmed from, that one opportunity this guy gave me. and just the discipline that I've learned through that, putting everything you have on the court. And like I said, I mean, that has aligned with everything in my life as far as after basketball and, being in a competitive environment and, believing in something and wanting to do it and going after it, having faith in what you do. My mom always instilled faith in me from a young kid. So, I mean, that played a pivotal part in that as well. So, I mean, from there, from high school, I guess we can keep going from there. From high school, I had, still some issues with grades. So, I had a couple scholarships, Division I, but I had to go D2 because my SAT scores wasn't that good. So I went to a small school in Vermont, a D2 school in Vermont, Green Mountain College. Sat out the first year there. The second year, averaged about 10 points. In my the third year, about 13, 14 points a game, 6 assists. So, yeah, so I was doing pretty well there. And at that time, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, she was having my first son, Isaiah Newsome. And I just wanted to be closer to home, man. Vermont, that was a hell of a commute going back and forth. And I said, you know what? Even if I don't play basketball anymore, man, I'm going to come back home to New Jersey. And, God works in mysterious ways. I came to New Jersey. My brother was at Westminster College, which is a smaller school that's connected to Rider University. So, he was already getting a scholarship there. I mean, not scholarship, you're always getting grants and things there. So I knew I was able to get some financial aid, because we come from the same household. Yeah. So, this is Division I basketball, and I'm like, well, listen, I feel like I could rock with the best of them, Yeah. So I remember going to the practices, or before practices, the players would be they'd be in the gym and they're like, yeah, what you doing here, man? You ain't on the team. And I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see about that. So we would play games and I would, listen, man, like I'm from Newark, New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? And that's like, we're not afraid of nobody. Yeah. We bring it. That's what I did when I came. I played in front of a couple coaches. The first year I was able to walk on, and the next year I was able to get a scholarship, man. Wow. And that one thing right there is, I'll get to how I started coaching, but just to fast forward, that's what I tell these players all the time, man. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. I'm not going to tell you something that I haven't lived and I haven't experienced. I'm going to tell you something that I've seen, I know, and I can tell you firsthand. So, from there, had some opportunities to go overseas, but I said, let me start this working thing. At this time, I now had 2 kids, and started working. I don't know if you want me to go right into how I got into.
I mean, I it's like a movie. It's like a movie, man. Like, really, you could, like, I make videos, I make videos.
I'm building.
It's like a movie, man. Like you really are, like, it's not, and the thing is, it's like, a lot of people think, I wouldn't say cliche, but it's like a storybook, right? Like, you have this kid, who gets an opportunity, takes advantage of the opportunity, works hard, right? And then gets a scholarship out of it. It's like a movie. It's like, but it happens more often than people really realize. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like, for me, it's like when I played for Coach Snyder, right? When I played at Allen, I wasn't the best player. I played with Shahad Abdul Rahman, Rahman's brother from Central that went to Michigan. I played in the NBA. CJ Ellis, and I played with all these guys, right? And when I tried out for the team, I wasn't a player that was going to start, but same thing, hard work. And that's the thing, like, and I don't know, we could talk about it later on in the show, but I even went to speak to a lot of basketball, I guess, teams, and I'll tell these kids, listen, there's a role to play. You could be part of the team. My role was play hard at practice, get my team better, right? So when they face, other competition, I'm giving them 120%. And I could have started on some of those other teams. So that was my role. But I could relate with you on that. Like, I wasn't even supposed to be in that spectrum as far as varsity basketball, playing at that level with Coach Snyder. But because of hard work and dedication, man, you put work in, just like you just never know what's going to happen. So yeah, man, it's like a movie.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about basketball, I mean, we could talk about basketball in and of itself. The doors it opens, the networking, man. But I would say specifically for me, when that happened with my dad leaving, you know, that was a traumatic experience for me. And I was able to use basketball to, you know, get my mind focused on something else. And we talking about something that happened when I was 9. I decided and made a decision to do something at 9. And it's something that's still helping me to this day and still has to do with basketball. So that those life skills that you learn through these sports, man, is just amazing. That's another thing that I try to, you know, tell the youth now, man. I mean, like I said, I basketball has opened up so many doors. Listen, I was just at the pizza store the other day, and this guy walks in, tall guy. He has a Lehigh University T-shirt on. So we just start kicking it based off that. Next thing you know, I'm getting his card, and now he's, you know, this is possible an opportunity to recruit some of our kids. And this is all, you know, I wouldn't do that just to do that, but basketball minds think alike. We always do. He's like, yo, you look like you still play. He don't know how old I am. I look a little bit younger, but he's like, yo, let's get back on the court. And I was like, yeah, I'll catch you another day on that. But my point is that, man, it just opens up so many doors. And I'm pretty sure, you know, a football player can say the same thing, or a soccer player. But that's my experience with basketball.
Yeah. And again, like you said, man, once you relate with somebody when it comes to that, to your passion, and then it's a discipline, really. Basketball, it's like any other discipline, right? You got to go out there, you got to put in work, you got to know the fundamentals, it's 24/7, 365 if you want to be competitive, right? But it can create those conversations easy. And it's almost like a brother and sisterhood when it comes to basketball. Even if you're a decent player, even if you didn't make it to college, right? You still ball in the street. You still can have that brother sisterhood mentality and really just take it to a different level. So, but let's back up a little bit. So your family, I see your little man. So tell us a little bit about basketball with your family, man. How's that going?
Right now it's going well. I mean, you know, when I first came up here, I met the legendary Doug Snyder.
Okay.
And you know, he was confident in me to be a part of the Little Canaries program. And that's when I started my oldest son, Isaiah. That was about 8 years ago. 8 years ago, Isaiah was playing. He played at executive education for a couple of years, and now he graduated. And you know, he's doing his thing. He's going back to school in the fall due to COVID. But you know, he wanted to play in high school, and that's just what he wanted to do. You know, he really didn't want to do anything after that, and he had it as a hobby, and that's where he stopped. And I'm all okay with that. He met some great friends, you know, just like the conversation we just had. He networks with these guys still to this day, and that's what it is, man. You know, my young son Noah. I mean, this guy loves basketball more than I did. You know
I see him in the gym all the time, man.
Listen, there's people that know him more than they know me out here in Allentown, and that's no lie. But I mean, that's just who he is, man. He's just a kid that loves the game. He's a student of the game. I mean, I'm excited to see where it takes him if he continues to want to do it. And you know, clearly, I'm gonna give him everything he needs or wants to get wherever he wants to go with it. So
yeah, I mean, I remember when I first met him, I already knew he could ball. Because you could tell, you know, when somebody gets a ball, like you could tell they get on the court, it's a whole different, like, it's like a confident energy. Like you could tell that dude could ball. Like right away, get on the court, they start doing a little shuffle, whatever, you know, a little Euro step or something. And I already knew some of our events that we did together. He would come out there and he'd be taking older guys that can't ball because we were doing some positive events in the city, and you know, just to be out. And I mean, he was taking big dudes at a younger age. This was 2 or 3 years ago. Now it's on a different level. So, but that's dope, man. You know, my daughter, she played for a while. She played for Little Huskies. She was doing the whole, I'm sure you saw the videos, and I'm sure.
I've seen it in the gym.
Yeah. She was doing the 2 balls. She was doing Euro step when she was little, but just like yours, man, sometimes they kind of grow away from it. And I think it's important nowadays that, you know, if they don't want it, you know, we can't pressure them on it.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be times where some kids, even the kids that want it, are sometimes like, well, not today. And we know how to handle that as coaches, as fathers, as mothers, you know, that love basketball and want our kids to be involved. So we kind of let go a little bit, but then we regroup. But when you realize that they don't really want it as much, then you just make it into a hobby. So, but that's dope. So let's you mentioned Little Canaries. I'm sure you coached at the time, I would assume, and then you could correct me if I'm wrong, but were you coaching Nate Ellis at that time as well?
Yeah. I mean,
And a lot of
yeah,
players. I'm
like,
sure there was a lot of good players that
oh
you.
man, you know, a lot of great players came through that program, and I was just happy to be a part of it. Um, you know, whatever I was able to instill, if that helped them out, it probably did. But they were a bunch of great coaches. I mean, you talked about CJ Ellis, John was there. Um,
John
I mean, it
Brown?
was no, it's I don't want to mess up his last name. It's Esquera. He played ball. He was good.
Oh yeah,
Point
yeah,
guard.
yeah. I know
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know John.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
I
know
know
John.
him.
His daughter plays now. I think she's at Emmaus. But yeah, so that was our group. But the good thing about that is we had that group, every year,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you fast forward to last year where I was at, I'm coaching the same guys I was coaching 8 years ago. And
Yeah,
that's just an
it's a
amazing
beautiful
thing
thing.
to me, man. Beautiful thing. You seen the progress. You're able to still fine tune some of those skills now, and just continue to watch how these guys flourish. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
and the relationships you build. I mean, in basketball, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've spoken to in a lot of camps, basketball camps. They've asked me to come out and speak, and I try to tell them, hey, listen, basketball, and I'm sure you've had this conversation 100 times with young fellas or even young basketball players. It's very much like life, right? So you build those relationships, you keep those relationships. And basketball, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And when you lose together, and you just try to, and when you win together. And those are some great times. But to see those young kids grow like that, man, and I always wanted to like kind of like get into coaching, but man, my hats off to you, man, because that's 24/7. That's no joke. And to your wife and to your family, because I'm pretty sure that, obviously they put in a lot of time and energy and stuff like that. So, but you have an interesting story when it comes to how you ended up being a head coach at a very, to me in our area, a high level, right? So high school. Tell us a little bit about that, man. I know you were at Darrow for a while. I know the story, but let's tell our viewers.
Okay. Well, basically, I was through basketball. I had a player that I had sixth, seventh, to eighth grade, kind of like a family member.
Mhm.
Um, Honor Huff, actually, Little Cheese.
Yeah.
But he was going to the school at Darrow, and I really wanted to help. I wanted to continue to help him out, and I told his dad I would. So that started as a volunteer, just volunteering some of my time. Which by the end of that season, I was like an assistant coach.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. I told the staff that whatever time I can give, I was able to do that and willing to do that. And then that next year, we, with all the time and effort we put in the summer, I'm like, let me just go all the way in with this, So I became the assistant coach. And then right before the season, some things happened with the head coach.
Mhm.
Pretty sure, if you don't know, you
Mhm.
can read up
Yeah.
about it. It's not up to me to put
Just
that
life.
out there.
Yeah. It's just life struggles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some things happen, and the administration, they asked me would I be willing to, take the lead, and I'm like, with the rapport I built with this team, it would be like second nature. I already, we've been doing the same things. They know my voice, and I'm like, yo, let's do it. These guys deserve to still have somebody here as opposed to bringing an outsider in and starting from scratch.
Mhm.
So that's that season. We had our struggles, but I was so happy for these guys, man. We would have these conversations after losses, and you can tell that things were sinking in. They
Yeah.
were taking a loss, and it went from dudes crying after the game to dudes talking and
Mhm.
really building with each other. And we got to a point where we started kicking everybody butt. You know what I'm
I
saying?
saw that.
Yeah, man. And it was an amazing thing, man, because I just seen the difference in the way these guys played. Like a guy may have came in at the beginning of the season with the selfish mindset and start to understand I need my team. My team relies on me. Or a guy says, my team, I have a responsibility to get a rebound. I have a responsibility to get back on defense. This was a new skill for these guys that, me and the whole coaching staff, we all did a great job with these guys. And these guys felt like they could beat anybody, you know. And you know, throughout I think we won like 5 games in a row, something like that.
I remember.
Yeah, we went on a little streak, and they would, you know, these guys felt good about themselves. The family came, they felt good, and then you know, the head coach was able to come back, and you know, things kind of went in a different direction.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's life. That's life. You know, no hard feelings anywhere. You know, the guys are still touch base with those guys to this day, and that's what it is, man. That's what coaching is about. You know, it's not just about the season; it's after the season. You know, checking up on these guys. You know, making sure you're still there for them. And they always have my number. They hit me up here and there, and like I said, man, that's the best part about coaching.
Yeah. I mean, look, like for me, and you know, I've been involved in basketball my entire life too. So, well, most of my life, I played at Trexler. I played against CJ Ellis, and he played for Rob. He was scoring like 30-some points a game. It was ridiculous. I think I was scoring like 25 points a game, but it was because people didn't want to shoot the ball. They was nervous. But basketball, like in coaching, what I noticed in being involved in basketball is the players kind of take on the personality of the coach. Right. And the reason, obviously, I've seen a lot of basketball games and watched a lot and studied it. Right. And you could see, like, and I'm not going to mention the teams, but I was watching a girls' basketball game one time, and I seen this energetic young coach, female coach, and she was like just so into the game, all the plays, defense. I mean, it was the energy that she was bringing, and you could see in her players. She was doing it in a good way, not a crazy way or anything like that, but it was a good way, like just her energy, and her players reflected her energy. And then the other coach, laid back, old school coach, and you could see the players were kind of like reflecting the energy. So my whole point in all this, I saw the shift in when you took over, that the players kind of took on your personality. In a sense, you know what I mean? And so they bought into what you were trying to do over there. And I commend you for that, man. That's a hard challenge mid-season, trying to, keep the ship afloat. And, you did a great job for that. So fast forward, now you come back and you had a great run last year. Tell us about your old new spot, because you kind of went back to the program that you was at initially. So tell us about that, man. How was that journey?
Oh man, it was great, man. So like we touched on it earlier, like you network with people, and you build a rapport, and those are lifelong relationships you build with people. So, back in, I don't know, 2013, when I'm coaching Little Canaries, and I meet a Doug Snyder and a Randy Atia, and a Bill Singh, and we go out to lunch, we go out to dinner. And you talk about 8 years later, when the opportunity comes to be an assistant coach, under Darnell Braswell, who's a phenomenal player, phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
Somebody I look up to. He's younger than me,
guy,
like
man.
Young big brother type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to have that opportunity for them to reach out to me, I was just humble about the experience. And I mean, listen, just throw this on real quick.
That's awesome, man.
Let me throw that on real quick while we talk. But listen, man, I mean, it was like
literally. What chip is that? Show the camera. You gotta show the camera though. What chip is that?
Real quick, man. That's just the 6A. District championship. Right there.
That's awesome.
All that is. But listen, man. But now, on a serious note, man. Before I get on how awesome these players are, this staff, I mean, we really just kind of formed like Voltron, man. Like what everybody brought something unique to the table, man. We talking about, Mike Kaminsky, Daquan Holiday, Connor Hughes, Brent Williams, myself, Darnell Braswell,
Randy,
all the trainers, Randy Atia,
even the aura of Snyder.
Listen, Snyder, man, that's the legend, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I never even played for him. I felt like I was a player for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just the aura he gave to players. Man.
He was tough.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just to go back and touch on last year. I mean, obviously, we played through a pandemic, and my hat goes off to these kids, man. I mean, at any point, especially a senior, they could say, man, this is not a season. why am I coming to practice where at any point we can be shut down?
Yeah.
And that has happened on a number of occasions where, we build some momentum as a team, getting good practices, and boom, shut down. Whether it was somebody in our program, whether somebody in another program, shut down.
Yeah, Northampton was shut down.
But these guys showed, right, these guys showed a level of resolve, and, it's like we just clicked at the right time. Guys bought into the system, bought into the program. Obviously, we did things a little bit different, but, these guys had an open mind for it. We had a lot of good leaders, guys that have been in the program, and it helped me out, being that I coached these guys. I built the rapport, so it's just about, basketball X's and O's at this point, right? And that's what we were able to establish. Darnell did an excellent job, and the rest, man.
Yeah. And that's my alma mater. So, I love that. I mean, I love, again, I got love for Dareth. My son goes to Dareth. I got love for the Huskies. And of course, my history with them, trying to help them out throughout the years with just showcasing some of the things that they were doing. Just because I think that, if both schools are doing good when it comes to not just basketball, but academics and football and baseball, and our public schools are doing good, man, then as a city, we're doing good. And so, but I got love for them, and I got love for, of course, my alma mater, man. I'm proud of all the stuff you were doing. That's exciting. All the stuff that Snyder was doing, Braswell, Randy, everybody. That's exciting stuff. But let's get to the even some more exciting stuff. So, great year. Congrats on the championship, the district title. So let's talk about this program that you have established the last couple of years, I assume. Wonderful program where you're training folks. It's called PASS Training. What does that mean?
So PASS is just an acronym. It stands for Players Attaining Skills for Success. All right, something I came up with back when I was coaching the Canaries. And it's just something, it was an idea. And I probably had one or two players that I would, take to the side. And after a couple of years, I said, I really wanted to, build upon this, possibly something that could turn into a business where I can leave something for my sons, and show them that, just the entrepreneurial side of life. But I mean, it's a great thing to give back. I'm the type of trainer where I cater to the type of player you are. I'm not a trainer that says everybody do this. I want to see what you bring to the table. How can we fine tune those skills? And everything pretty much comes back down to fundamentals. All right. I mean, I got a couple videos where guys are doing like some NBA drills, but they're at that level,
Yeah.
But I have kids that are 5 years old, and I have grown-ups that I'm training, but it's something, like I said, I started. That's something I love to do. I got better from a trainer. I tell you about the guy. His name was John from the YMCA. I know it works, and like I said, I just try to give back that way.
Yeah. So that's like more of like a smaller group setting, though, right? That's like a smaller group or even one-on-one training.
Well, I mean, like I said, we cater it to whoever. You can do a one-on-one. We do have a small group, and also we have an opportunity where we can actually train like a whole team.
Nice.
When you talked about earlier about, kind of just changing the culture of a team, I think me and my staff were able to do something like that. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went to one of the trainings. I think we helped you out with some video work, and so y'all can see it. Just go to PASS, their Instagram, and I think you have a Facebook too, right? Do you have a Facebook?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You got
Instagram.
Yeah.
But you got an Instagram. Yeah.
Pass Hoops.
Go ahead.
PASS Hoops Instagram, and passhoops.com is the website.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So check them out. I mean, I was really impressed by obviously the stuff you were doing, how you were coaching them. Kids are very like they're quick to it. It's almost like you're not playing around. There's no time wasted. I was impressed. And so that's what's up. So check them out on that. So let's talk about, I got two more questions. You got an event coming up. We'll hit that. But I want to ask you a question that I ask all of my, the folks that are on my episodes. If you could talk to your 19-year-old self about how life is going to be, or some type of advice, what would it be?
Is this catered to basketball or just in general?
Anything. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Like, would you, whatever comes to mind.
Well, I'll tell you what comes to mind, and it don't have anything to do with basketball.
Okay, go for it.
Uh,
This is what
it's
this show's about.
it, it's financial literacy. You know what I mean? Like the things that I've learned about just investing and saving at a young age. I mean, I wish I knew that at the
Mhm.
age of 19. Compound interest, things like that. I mean, you talk about how much money if I put $200 away a month for 10 years at the age of 19 to 29, and I let that sit until I'm 65, I'm a millionaire. Just that
Yeah,
easy from
yeah, yeah.
compound interest. So if I could go back and tell that, I'll tell my sons right now, he's 18. I said, put $200 away a month, brother, and let
Yeah,
that sit and look and watch how financial free you'll be for the rest of your life.
yeah.
So
See,
that
that's
would be
what I
one
mean.
thing I would change, man.
What's that?
I said that would be the one thing I would change,
Yeah.
right off the top of the head I'm thinking about.
Yeah, yeah. And again, that's why we have these shows, because we're talking about basketball, we're talking about life, we're talking about struggles, we're talking about your story, we're talking about coaching. But this is extremely important. And I had some of my other guests, you could check out some of my other episode 2, we talked about it. Episode, I think 8, we talked about it. Episode 4, we talked about it. Like we definitely talking about money on SC360, man, because I think it's important to have those conversations, right? And to connect with folks, and I'm sure you're relaying that to some of your players or all of your players, talking about not just basketball, but also like you teach your son. These players of yours are an extension. They're like your sons. They're like your kids. You know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of time with them. So, yeah, man, I agree with that. We all kind of get to a certain age where it's like, damn, man, I wish I would have done this, done that. But neither here or there. We could pass that along to our kids and really hope the best for them and try to teach them and kind of correct some of the wrongs or some of the stuff that we didn't get a chance to really be exposed to. So all right, so let's talk about this event you got coming up. I think it's dope. What's the big event coming up? Where is it at? What's it about? And let us know.
So I think last year I came up with the concept. I think I was watching kids. It's a small competition. Wherever you go on the court, somebody's playing it. They call it 2-ball,
Mm,
right? You have to make a shot from every spot, like a 3-point contest, corner, wing, top of the key, opposite wing, opposite corner, right? And you have a partner, and the partner does the same thing, going back the opposite way. Whoever finished first is the winner. And I'm like, how can I implement that into something really, really positive? And I thought about Father's Day. Now, don't get me wrong, man. I love mothers. They deserve everything they get on Mother's
mhm,
Day.
mhm,
I just did something for my mom and my wife, and I hope they enjoyed it because they deserve it,
mhm.
right? You know what I mean? And Dad, sometimes we get the toolbox and the ties and the socks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Which
yeah.
which we love. We know everything's
For
from the
sure.
heart. That's what the kids decide to get us. We love it, right? And I was thinking, like, what can I think about something outside the box that dads can do? Whether you used to play and you think you still got it, whether you still play and you still got it, whether you never played and you just want to have a bonding opportunity with your kid. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this would be perfect. We'll have some music there, a lot of giveaways. I'm gonna get into some of that stuff with some great sponsors we have. Um, you know, Executive education, they got the state of the art gym. They were able to open the doors for this opportunity. And we just got a lot of great feedback from it, man. I think it's going to be a great just event where, families could come together. And if anything, if it builds one family where they have a tighter bond, man, it did the job. So, outside of that, I know a lot of guys who whether they have custody of their kid and they're always in their life, or they're trying to get custody, or just trying to be a part of their lives, man. This is a perfect opportunity where you both have fun, you're in a family environment, and that's just what it's about.
So so real quick. So it's on Sunday. I have it right here. So it's on Sunday, June 20th at 11 o'clock. It's the first
Yep.
annual Father's Day 2-ball shootout. at Executive Education. So there you have it, folks. Check out Jamil's page. Sponsored by many wonderful organizations, folks, and obviously through past basketball. I'm not gonna be participating, but I'm gonna help you out in a different way.
Oh, bro, you
Nah,
just
nah,
told us
nah. I
both you
got
was a
work to
good
do. I
shooter.
got work. You know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do. We gonna make sure that people see all the wonderful stuff y'all doing. So we'll help you out in that way. I haven't played ball in a long time, so you know it is what it is. So it says here that you have fifth and sixth, seventh and ninth, 10th and 12th. These are the grades, right? Or is this?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I could have went a little bit younger, but we're talking about 3-pointers, so I want to keep that. When fifth grade, that's when you start knocking them down. So
Okay.
I mean, it's open to anybody want to come. And like I said, there's going to be raffles and chances for people to win other type of prizes. But for the actual championship of this event, there's going to be 4 champions in each category. Fifth and sixth shooting with their dad, seventh through ninth shooting with their dad, 10th to 12th shooting with their dad, and then we'll have an adult bracket as well. So I think it'll be fun. If daughters, sons, whoever, they come out and shoot with their dad and just have fun with it.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. If a child doesn't have a dad, maybe it would be a good idea to have some dads there that don't have kids, and maybe there's a kid that wants to be sponsored or something like that. They want to. I'm willing to sponsor a couple young folks, and if you could pair them up with someone who could, possibly be there for them, maybe like a figure or something. That we could talk about that further. But I think it's a great initiative, man. Executive is a
Yeah, no,
wonderful
that's
place.
that's it. Now, Louis, that's an excellent point. And when I posted it on Facebook, that's exactly what I put. I put dads, stepdads, father figures. Because there's a lot like that. I mean, how many coaches are father figures?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm open to that. I have a couple stragglers that'll be there. That's some good shooters that
Yeah.
if somebody come and they're interested in. I mean, it's for family building, but this is a community event as well. So
Yeah.
we're definitely taking heed to all of that.
Awesome. Passhoops.com. PASSOHOOPS.com. If you want to register, there's also a phone number. They got a flyer on the Instagram. So yeah, man. Any shout outs to anyone before we end the show, man? Anything you want to just put out?
Yeah, a couple shout outs. Let me just I just want to throw the sponsors out
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
absolutely. That's what I mean.
Yeah, definitely the pizza joint. All right. Milano Furniture, Home Snipe Real Estate, Automax LLC, GQ Barbershop, Almir Co Electronics, Luxurious, Hair Studios, Dollar Plus down in the ward, my main man, Rashid Santiago, and of course, social connected 360, who's responsible for this flyer and a lot of other things behind the scenes. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, man. Don't forget about Santana Auto Service too. I know they involved too, right? Santana
Santana
Auto
Auto
Service.
Service.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So again, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I still think that my jump shot is, when I'm on, we can have a shootout if you want to.
You know what we can do?
All
So
right,
we
let's
can
go.
do, man. How about you come early? About 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? Warm that thing up, and we can go at it for a little while.
Don't get it twisted. We can go Facebook Live and I got a couple
Let's do
followers
it.
on there.
You just put it out there in the atmosphere. So we got to make it happen now.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, folks. Jamil Newsome, Coach Newsome, assistant coach, William Allen High School basketball, head assistant basketball. Head assistant varsity basketball coach for the boys team, and among many other wonderful things that you do in the community. Thank you so much, man. It's an honor to have you on my show. You're a good friend of mine. We've gone out there on the basketball court, even though I can't keep up with you. However, I try my best. And again, I love everything you're doing in the community, man. You're a family man, your government job, all the stuff you're doing, your coaching, man. Appreciate you very much for being on the show, man.
All right, man. Can I get one more shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I just got to shout out the missus, man. You know, yeah, I know I'm out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Through past, through work, through coaching, and you know, she's always behind me, man. So shout out to the Miss Tahira Newsome. Love you.
There you have it, folks. A good man never forgets his lady, his wonderful woman. Behind every strong man is an extremely stronger woman. And I met her. She's a wonderful person. Your family is a wonderful family. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. There you have it, folks. Episode 12 in the house. SC360, Coach Newsome. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. We'll see you June 20th at 11 a.m. Don't forget, Father's Day shootout. Like I always say, stay connected, stay safe.